From cowboy-style lever actions to high-speed semi-auto, shotguns have proven to be some of the most versatile firearms on the market. In this video, we'll cover every single shotgun action type, how they work, and the pros and cons to each configuration. Let's jump in. We start off at the very beginning, the break-action shotgun. Open it like a book, insert your rounds, and snap it shut like sealing a fate. These are the ancestors, the original warriors, the ones who taught you to shoot once and mean it. They don't rely on speed, volume, or bravado. Just precision, just purpose. Break actions come in three main types: the single shot, simple, patient, deadly; the side-by-side, rugged, loud, made for gritty showdowns and prairie justice; and the over and under, elegant, balanced, favored by clay shooters and upland hunters. What unites them? Discipline. These shotguns aren't here for panic fire. They force you to slow down, breathe, and make every shell count. You don't spray and pray. You pick your shot. You take responsibility for it. You don't reload a break action. You ritualize it. You reload like you're setting an intention. And if done right, one shot is enough. It's not just a tool, it's a code, and it never breaks. Next, we come to the pump-action shotgun. If the break action is a monk, calm, disciplined, and deliberate, then the pump is a battle-hardened sergeant. Gritty, loyal, and never off duty. You slide the forend, chamber the shell, fire, repeat. Every motion is pure muscle memory. Every metallic sound echoes readiness. Think Remington 870, Mossberg 500. These aren't glamorous wall hangers or polished collector's items, they're workhorses, built to survive. These guns have seen combat zones, home invasions, riot lines, duck blinds, and flooded fields. And no matter how bad the weather gets or how much grit gets in the action, they just keep firing. There's no automation here, no shortcut. Every shot requires effort, but in return, you get something invaluable: trust. This isn't a weapon for the lazy. It's a tool for those who want control, certainty, and simplicity in high-stakes moments. Pump actions don't ask for much, just respect and readiness. And in return, they deliver answers, loud, clear, and unquestionable. Like what you've seen so far, hit that like button. This is just the beginning. Now we arrive at the semi-auto, where the pump action demands grit, the semi-auto answers with grace. There's no sliding, no pumping, just pull the trigger, and the action cycles itself. Whether gas or recoil operated, these shotguns are faster, smoother, and more forgiving when properly maintained. This is the weapon for those who want a speed under pressure. The Benelli M4, the Beretta A400, tools of precision for those who shoot with intent. In combat, competition, or the field, a semi-auto doubles your fire rate and cuts your margin of error in half. But that elegance comes at a cost. Semi-autos are not fond of neglect. They don't handle grime or abuse well. Skip the cleaning and you'll feel it jam. Show it care and it will sing like a well-tuned machine. That's the reformer's deal: speed in exchange for maintenance. Respect the cycle, know its limits, keep it clean. And in your hands, you hold one of the finest instruments of modern shotgunning. Now let's slow things down with the bolt-action shotgun. Rare, intentional. This isn't a weapon for chaos, it's for calm. For the shooter who values control over cadence and patience over panic. There's nothing accidental about a bolt action. Every shot is a choice, not a reflex. Take the Marlin Model 55, a textbook example. Long barrel, full choke, one shell at a time. It's a tool designed for reach and impact, not for spray and pray, for that one clean shot that ends the hunt before the prey even hears it coming. Operating a bolt action is an act of ritual. Open, eject, load, close, aim, fire. Every motion is deliberate, mechanical, almost meditative. There's no rush, only rhythm. In a world addicted to firepower and speed, the bolt action stands apart. It doesn't try to impress, it doesn't need to. Because for the right user, in the right moment, one well-placed shot says more than a dozen wild ones ever could. Next up is a relic with grit, the lever-action shotgun. A ghost from another era, still kicking. It wasn't meant to survive the march of time. It's not the fastest, not the most efficient, but it endures for one reason: it's alive with character. Think Winchester 1887, born in the days of horses, dust, and dime novels. Its looped lever swings in a cinematic arc, ejecting a spent shell and chambering the next like a gunslinger's dance. It's dramatic, mechanical, loud in both sound and presence. Is it practical? Not really. The loading gate is fussy. The cycling's a learned skill. And yet, it's unforgettable. Pick one up, and you're not just holding a firearm. You're holding a time machine. The lever action doesn't compete with modern tech. It doesn't care about polymer or Picatinny rails. It exists to remind you of where we came from, that sometimes nostalgia chambers around. And when it fires, it does so with brass, grit, and an outlaw's swagger. Now brace yourself, because here comes the heretic. If traditional shotguns are sacred instruments of order, the revolving shotgun is pure blasphemy. It hijacks the revolver's design, cylinder-fed, rotating chambers, and unleashes it in 12-gauge form. It's chaotic, it's impractical, and it's undeniably bold. The Rossi Circuit Judge brings it to life. The Pancor jackhammer? A fever dream that almost made it real. These weapons look like something out of dystopian fiction. They're too heavy, too complex, too unreliable for the mainstream. But they don't care. That's the point. They jam. They overheat. They rattle and clunk and sometimes misfire. But when they work, they terrify. There's something deeply unsettling about a spinning cylinder loaded with shotgun shells. It shouldn't exist, and yet it does. The heretic doesn't seek perfection. It exists to challenge the dogma, to rebel against everything a shotgun is supposed to be. It's unstable, it's controversial, it's wild, but most of all, it refuses to be forgotten. Let's talk innovation. Enter the hybrid, a pump-action shotgun merged with detachable box magazines. It's the answer to a question no one was really asking until the stakes got high enough to matter. Why rack shells one at a time when you can reload with a mag? Enter the Mossberg 590M, the standard manufacturing MFP12. At first glance, they look absurd, top-heavy, overbuilt, almost cartoonish. But under pressure, they make sense. Reload times plummet. Magazine swaps become instinct. Switching between slug, buck, or less lethal rounds takes seconds. In the right hands, this setup is a tactical cheat code. Of course, there's a trade-off. The center of gravity shifts. Handling feels alien. Bulk becomes the price of speed. This isn't your granddad's scattergun. It's a modern problem solver built for chaos. But for those who train, who adapt, who push past tradition, the hybrid becomes a weapon of control. Faster than a pump, more flexible than most semis, it's not for everyone. But those who master it, they're ready for anything. Now stepping in from the future, the bullpup shotgun. It doesn't look like a gun. It looks like something out of a science fiction weapons locker. Compact, strange, revolutionary. With rear-mounted actions, forward handguards, and downward or side ejection, it rewrites every rule of shotgun design. Leading the charge are the Kel-Tec KSG and the UTAS UTS-15. These twin-tube beasts pack 12 to 15 rounds in a footprint shorter than a typical AR. That means more firepower, less swing radius, and better maneuverability in tight quarters. But innovation comes at a cost. Loading is awkward, controls feel reversed. Malfunctions can be a nightmare. These aren't beginner-friendly tools, they're high-performance machines that demand respect and repetition. Still, for vehicle operations, home defense, or corridor combat, the bullpup offers one big advantage: space. It's not about nostalgia, it's about what works when the room runs out. Love it or loathe it, the innovator isn't asking for approval. It's here, it's different, and it's only evolving from here. Now we descend into the forbidden. Most shotguns fire when you pull the trigger. Simple, safe, predictable. But not all. Some obey a darker command. They fire when you pump the action while holding the trigger down. This is slam fire, and it's as thrilling as it is terrifying. The Winchester 1897, the Ithaca 37, relics of an era before drop safeties and liability waivers, these shotguns were designed to unleash shells with every forward pump of the forend, so long as the trigger stayed depressed. In the trenches of World War I, that meant unimaginable close-quarters firepower. Soldiers could clear a room faster than any semi-auto of the time. But it came at a cost: accidental discharges, unpredictable recoil, and a level of danger even seasoned shooters had to respect. Today, modern designs have buried slam fire. Too risky, too raw. But the old ones? They still carry the right. And in the hands of the bold or the reckless, they can still summon chaos with every stroke. And now, we arrive at the endgame, the Warlord. This isn't a shotgun. It's an apocalypse with a trigger. Fully automatic and utterly unforgiving, this is the weapon you bring when you don't plan on asking twice. Think AA-12. Think Daewoo USAS-12. These aren't for hunting or home defense. They're battlefield tools, engineered to pour out 12-gauge destruction at up to 300 rounds per minute. Slugs, buckshot, even Frag-12 explosive shells. If it fits, it flies. They're massive, loud, unrelenting. Overkill for 99% of scenarios, but for the 1%, they're irreplaceable. Door breaching, urban suppression, clearing bunkers, making sure no one dares step forward again. Forget subtlety. Forget precision. The Warlord doesn't aim to please, it commands respect. One pull of the trigger and the conversation is over. It's not practical, it's not polite, but when diplomacy fails and domination is the only option, the Warlord steps in. And when it roars, the battlefield listens and remembers. So there you have it. Your doctrine awaits. These are the Shotgun Legions, each with a creed, a voice, a purpose: the traditionalist, the faithful, the heretic, the warlord. Some are elegant, some are savage, some are barely controllable. So next time you pick up a scattergun, don't just ask what it is, ask what it means. Are you a hunter, a warrior, a protector, a ghost? Shotguns don't care about titles. They only care what you do when the trigger's pulled. So choose your doctrine and fight like you believe in it. Like, subscribe, and comment. Which shotgun action type are you? And remember, in a world of precision, there is still power in the scatter. Until next time.